And if everybody can mute out, there's Laurie. Just don't know where Tammy's at. So, anyways, thank y'all for taking the time and jumping on tonight. We're going to go over, so a group of us, we have our leadership conference in July once a year, and it is for directors and above, or if you get nominated from one of the executives and above. So there was a handful of us that went, and we've got one, two, three, four on here, 4 or 5 on here right now. And like I said, I don't know where Tammy's at. So, but we're going to do our takeaways. Y'all, it was amazing. This was my first in person XLC, and it is, I can't say anything else than it was friggin' amazing. Our conferences are amazing, and if you are not registered for Dallas, then you've got to get registered for Dallas. These in-person events change your life, absolutely change your life. They rejuvenate you. They get your fire back going after a year and a half of not being able to meet in person. They just lit everybody's fire. I mean, we were talking about it after everything was said and done with Saturday night, and it was just like we were intentional. We know what our plans are when we got back home. So it just, if you are not registered for one of our events, then you've got to get registered for it. If it's a first time event for you, one of our Zing Fest or Zing Fling, it only is, I think, $59. It is a tax deduction off of you, all expenses, all of your expenses going and coming is all a tax write-off. So definitely worth putting into your business to getting to one of these events. And I'm hoping that they'll start doing regional events, and maybe Stephanie Wood or Kathleen, I see Kat just jumped on here, or Leslie can jump in about that if they know any details on that, is when the regional events will get started. So, but anyways, so my name is Dawn Abbott. I think most of y'all know who I am. I'm a silver director with the company. I've been here 3 years. And like I said, this past weekend was just life changing. So we're going to have our takeaways. I'm going to let my friend, and this was Stephanie's first in-person real event. She went to the League of Leaders event with me in March. Or actually, I should say I went with her because she didn't know I was going. She was able to see a little bit of it, but not really the culture of the company. So Stephanie, I want you to grab one of the subjects that just really hit you and knocked you upside the head at the conference this weekend. But also, I want you to go into what was different about this conference compared to the virtual conferences that we've had, and how it affected you coming off of the weekend.
Oh, okay. So first of all, I want to say that being in person completely kicks a Zoom or even a video conference that we all had last year. Being there, seeing the excitement, seeing other teams, seeing other leaders that you've watched. I've watched all the platinum executives, journeys and stories, and to be sitting in the same room or standing there and speaking to Callis Stadell and Jennifer McKinney and Holly Parrish. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Maddie, and I mean, Logan stood out. It was just crazy to see all these girls up there and to hear them speak about things that you may be having trouble with in your business and how they go about it. I mean, Jennifer McKinney put out her text message link to get her daily messages that she sends to her team, and she's like, this is what it is, you guys, join on. You have to send it to them and they accept you, and then you get a text message every day, or I think it's Monday through Friday, what she sends out to her teams and how to be intentional in your business. So I highly suggest, if you are even thinking you might want to do it, just do it. Come to Texas and see what this is all about and experience what it does for you. I mean, when you talk about things happening at the right time in your business, it's absolutely rejuvenating. As far as I'm so glad I get to go first, because I had like so many different things that touched me through the weekend. Melanie Larson, I wear my feelings on my sleeve. And Melanie Larson, who is our senior sales director, she got up there and told a story about her daughter-in-law's mom having cancer, and how this woman switched her perspective from being, I mean, she could have been mad at the world and unhappy, and I'm not saying that she was happy that she had cancer, but she switched her perspective and just focused on all the positives that were going on in her life. And I'm not for sure about the amount of time, but I want to say it was like a couple of years, maybe 4 years or whatever, that she battled and finally lost her battle with cancer. And it was absolutely the most heart touching, and just really makes you think that, to switch your perspective and learn to be a better leader through the valleys of your business. Some of us, I was here, I'm not sure how many were, but I mean, those of us that made it through Ship Happens, that was an absolute valley. I grew really fast when I came in, and I quadruple ranked, and then my young girls just fell off and I had no business left and I had to rebuild. And just listening to them tell you that those valleys are what makes you a better leader, to go through all those hard times. And that to hear even the platinum executives tell you how their business is it's valleys and peaks and valleys and peaks, and that you learn and grow through the valleys. So if you're having difficulty in your business right now and you feel that you're at a valley, I mean, June was slow for most of us, just know that it was that way across the board. And just keep building and keep doing those daily things that you're supposed to do, and your business will absolutely come out of the valley and hit a peak again. So that was something that was really big for me. And then I also, of course, love our keynote speaker, Brett Culp. I mean, he was absolutely amazing. He dropped his link to follow him, and it's just www.brettculp.com. If you didn't get that, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I'm sure Don will put it in the notes here for everybody. But he just talked about how having hope, and that hope absolutely defines, and it's magic. Hope equals possibility, and just to have that hope and to hold space for what can be in your life, in your business, and that hope is the foundation of action. He talked a little bit about, we're here to invite people on a mission to do something extraordinary together. So it's all about us setting the example for our teams. If there's a Zoom, we need to show up. If there's a training, we need to show up, because that's what it does. That's how you represent. If you're doing it, then that's how you can expect your team to do it. So it was just it was amazing. One of the things that they had us do was to stand up and face our partner or our neighbor, somebody beside you, and to look at them and tell them you are a hero. But not only tell them, when they said it to you, you had to receive that you are a hero. And what we are doing is changing lives. It's not about us, it's about them. So that's about what I mean, I don't want to go on because I could, but those are the things that I wanted to share.
Good stuff. Yeah, I was, Brett was after lunch, and I would hate to be any speaker after lunch, because you come in and you're full and you're tired. You've been sitting there all day. I think we had to be back in there at 1:15, somewhere in that ballpark. And we were tired, and I never once lost interest in his speaking at all. He was absolutely amazing. I mean, just great. Follow him on Instagram. Look him up on Facebook too, y'all. His inspiration is it's just amazing. He is a true hero, in my opinion, for what he does. He does a lot of charity fundraising and stuff like that. So, and he's a film director, and he directed a Dark Legend, no, The Dark Knight, The Legend of the Dark Knight, or something like that. One of the Batman movies. And then he's got another one coming out about a little girl that was that's a swimmer that broke a world record. That's amazing. So definitely go look him up. I did put his link in the comments. So next I'm gonna introduce Lori Youngblood. Lori got nominated, and Lori came, and we got to meet her and her husband. So I'd love your intake on your first in-person conference too, Lori, and what was your takeaways? What was the biggest thing that really impacted you there this past weekend?
Hi. Yeah, I was really fortunate to get nominated because being kind of new, I started in February. I really didn't know that much about I didn't know anything about Zingular, until I started this. And it really gave me a chance to learn so much. So not only were the speakers amazing and the stories were amazing, but what really sank with me was that the business opportunity is amazing. And the fact that, I'm sitting there with hundreds of people who have done exceptionally well. They have a business, they have an income. Seeing single moms that had nothing and didn't even have the money to start the program, someone led them to say, look, what if I could get your money back that first month? What if I could get all your money back and you could go on this program for free? Those people took that opportunity and then they made a business and bettered their lives. There was a lady there, and I don't know all the names, but she's a single mom. She just bought her first house. And when she started, she couldn't even afford the program. So what really kind of impressed me is that it's wonderful to lose weight and get healthy. And I think that you're helping people improve their lives, but you could be helping them improve their financial situation. And I kind of didn't understand that before as much as I do now. The other thing that a statistic that really stuck with me is that in 2020, they were saying that, network marketing sales globally, so for the whole world, grew 5.49%. And then in the United States, they grew 14%. But Zingular grew 62%, which is just phenomenal. And they expect that to be so much more. They expect that to continue. And even they've already exceeded this year's numbers. It's their opportunity right now to get in on something. We're not too late. And, usually you're right, you're too late. And so I kind of got excited about that. The corporation is amazing. It's number 52 now in the top 100 network marketing sales companies, and that's incredible. What really impressed me was that everyone there was talking about the Lord. Everyone was talking about their faith, their God dream. You don't hear that in corporate America. You don't hear that very many places at all anymore. And they're proud of it, and they're they embrace it, and they basically say, if go after it, and it's going to be much bigger than you ever thought possible. So I kind of, all of that really sank in. The fact that you don't have to invest a bunch of money, you have to invest $35 to start this. Never really thought about that either. Somebody gave the example of Cutco knives, where you have to go buy all the knives and spend $600 to try to sell super expensive stuff. This is something that everyone needs. More than 70% of the population is overweight, and not just weight, more of a health thing. So it has the best compensation plan. What I also really liked that I never thought about was the fact that everyone is a big team, and there are mostly women, there are some men, but all these women get along. Well, if you think about it, you need that whole team to be successful, because you're all in that bonus pool together. So if all your sister lines are doing great and you're doing great, you want more, the more the better. And you want to encourage everyone to learn the tips and tricks to do better, because that just benefits everyone. And that's really awesome as well. Let's see, just a really positive, uplifting group of people, all different types of people. Not everyone's the same for sure. And that just means that anyone can do this. And it takes all different types to do this. I like that show up to grow up too, because every time I get on a Zoom call, and I wasn't big on this in the beginning, I take away something. I take away one thing that I think that sinks in with me that I say I'm not doing, and I need to do better at that, or something that I could be doing, I should be doing, that would help me a lot. So that's going to be my focus, is try to get more people on calls and to see the business opportunity as well. And I guess I always, every time someone says they can't afford it, I say, okay, thanks, have a great day. You need to be saying, what if I told you I could get your products paid for in 30 days? You need to be saying that, because you can. And I think that really sank in with me. I just need to be more bold. That was what it was about as well, being bold and having a God dream. So I loved it. I'm super happy I went, super excited. And it was so great to meet everybody in person.
I love it. Yeah. It was great meeting you too. And that's kind of the way I felt too with my first conference. You pick up little things, and your upline has told you so much, but hearing it from 5 different other people in 5 million different other ways, it just kind of resonates with you and sinks in. But something that it took me a while to really get sunk into my brain was our products are phenomenal. But y'all, our business opportunity far beats our product ever do. When you've got one of the top earners in the company, or one of the top leaders in the company that's an attorney, I have sat and picked. There's our fearless co-leader coming on. Not real sure where she was at, but when you see an attorney that leaves her law practice to come do this company, and she had been in the company for, I don't know, 35 years. I can't remember what she said. She'd been with numerous other companies, but this far beats any other network marketing company compensation plan than you can ever imagine. So to hear that with an attorney and talking to an attorney, and Jody and I sat with Cynthia Evans and picked her brain one night, or at a convention, or well, it was at a regional meeting, and just asked her, okay, loops and hoops, gray areas, that sort of thing. It's legit, y'all. You've heard all of us say it, but when you're sitting there talking to an attorney and you know that Cynthia has dug into every little bitty fine line that there is in all of our bylaws and rules and all of that garbage, she's dug in all that and can't find it, and she's still here and has done amazing. So, but Cynthia always leads with the business, and that's what I want to talk about. I see Miss Tammy on. Thank you. Everything okay?
Yeah, but we're not on time, right?
Oh, 8:30. 5:30 your time.
We're on it. Girlfriend.
You're good.
OMG.
You're good.
Well, no, but I thought it's 6 o'clock. I have my people coming on it. Oh, Lord. Oh, God.
See, this proves
okay,
that
I'm here for the
can do it.
Meeting.
Anybody can do it. Remember, anybody can do it. So anyways.
Oh my God. Like, where are you?
Yeah, I was worried. So, but I will
oh, Lord.
My details.
Oh, honey, I am so sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. But talking about that's where I am at, is leading with the business. That's what really resonated with me. I'm not afraid to talk about the business by any means. But like Laurie had said, is don't shut down when they tell you it's too expensive. Let them know that there is a way that they can get their products paid for. There's a way for them to grab $100 bonus. There's a way for them to grab the commissions. You know, something that somebody says, and it's something that I'm big about saying, is let's lose weight and earn some money, or let's get paid to lose some weight. You know, so think about it that way too. That just don't shut them down when they ask, or you know, when they say it's too expensive. We all get that objective. We all get, I can't afford this right now. You know, that's just one of those things. So leading with the business is what I wanted to talk about. Um, the cool thing here is that we get to pick our business partners, so to speak. You can actually go and seek out people and present them with this opportunity. Think about your friends, not only in the health industry part of it or the weight loss part of it, but everybody needs money. I mean, everybody is living paycheck to paycheck. So reaching out to those friends that you want to do this with. Um, and I think that's great. I mean, I'm still hounding my best friend. She joined me in the beginning. She's fallen off. She's talked about doing it again. Sooner or later, she's going to be right here with me. And I know that. But we've got to talk to them about it. You've got to reach out to your ride or dies, your best friends, your family, whatever. Tell them to, you know, mark a space off in their calendar. Ask them what day works for them and a time that works for them. Get them on a phone call by yourself and say, give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes is all I need. 15 minutes tops. You can give yourself 5 minutes to catch up, whatever. Look for those friends that are influential, that are positive. God knows you don't want anybody that's negative on your team and starting drama. So look for somebody that's positive and that's somebody that gets stuff done. And then go after them. Just say, hey, I've got a business opportunity that I want to present to you. You got 10 minutes to listen to me. You know, it might not be for you. That's fine. Maybe you know somebody that is for. Go into your spill. Let them know where you were at when you started, what it's done for you now. And I don't care if you've got a beginner's business story of, you know, I've earned $500. If you've got a story of somebody that's been in here 3 years like myself, and, you know, making somewhere in the $3,000 to $4,000 range a month. Or if you've got, you know, an executive on here that's, you know, average income, you know, monthly income on them is what, around $9,000, or somewhere in that ballpark. So, you know, sometimes the more money doesn't resonate with people. You know, there's people in our company that are making $200,000 a month. That doesn't compute to me at all, at all. I can't see it. But the smaller amount of monies at the beginning mean a lot to people. $500, that could pay somebody's car payment. That could pay light bills. That could pay after school activities, these extracurricular activities for these kids. It can pay for a hay bill, you know, and that's kind of been my big thing here recently. I've put 2 good brood mares in my band this year because of Zingula. I wouldn't have been able to do that beforehand. I would have had to go to Jody and ask Jody for money, and he would have told me that I was friggin' crazy. So just think about that type things. When you're thinking about those people, reach out to them, get them on a 10-minute phone call, fill them in on what you're doing, and then keep it at that 10, 15 minutes. Don't drag on. Keep it at that. Say, hey, let's schedule another appointment for next week sometime, or a few days later. Find somebody that their story, that they can relate to their story. And I would go more of a business story relation on this. If you're going after somebody with a business story, find somebody. Like if I was talking to a cop, I would reach out to Tammy Glowacki because she's been in law enforcement, or Kelly, you know, or Elsa, and Elsa's not on here, but you know, we reach out to somebody that's got that type of business because you want them to know that they can do this too. I'm a stay-at-home. I'm a mom, but she's not here anymore. I'm a stay-at-home wife. I'm mom to my horses and my dogs. You know, but find somebody, you know, that can't relate to me because they don't have to clock in and out every day, you know, so find somebody that they can relate to and say, well, hey, you know, if Tammy Glowacki did this while she was, you know, in law enforcement with wherever she was at, then I can do this too. And let Tammy tell them how they can, you know, fit it in on their nooks and crannies. Get them on a 3-way call. We're all here to help do 3-way calls, inspire calls, connection calls, whatever. And you can do video chats too, if y'all want to do video chats. That's something, I'm not big at video chats, but anyways, you can do 3-way calls. But then paint the vision for them. Let that other person share their story and paint the vision as far as that. Video chats, and then connect them with like stories to show them that they can do this too. Okay, when you get them on that call, dig deeper. Ask them why they're needing the extra income. Find their pain points. They're struggling to, put their kid through, summer ball, or struggling to pay vet bills that are coming up. Find where that sensitive point is that they don't have the money for, and show them what this can do for them to give them that extra money. Start off small, $500 to $1,000 a month, and that's really what the FTC, isn't that right? Yeah, FTC that we can really advertise. Anything bigger than that, you get into compliance issues. But asking somebody what $500 would do for them for a month, that's what people can resonate with. That makes more sense to them than $50,000 a month. That just doesn't resonate with people. So we've got to dig deeper and find out why, and keep bringing that up. That $500, that could have paid that vet bill that you had when that horse ran through the fence, or that could buy your son a new pair of cleats for baseball or whatever. And then let them know what's in it for them, and that goes back to their pain points as far as what they can achieve. Not only they can lose weight and get healthy, but they can also make life better for their family too, and help out there. Write your business story, y'all. It's very, very important. We did this at the beginning, I think, of 2020, but I haven't shared it much. I have started being more bold about things that I'm able to purchase. Again, y'all might have seen my story about buying these 2 new brood mares. It's not that I'm bragging, but I want people to know what it has allowed me to do. So be open on social media about your business story. Watch your compliance. If you're not sure on what you can and cannot share, get with your upline. Let your upline walk you through it. There's also some compliance videos and sheets in your back office. So go through that. But share your story, where you came from, what life was about before you started all of this, what you have been able to achieve, where you're at right now, and what you see for the future. You've got to paint the vision for other people that are watching you, because let me tell you, you've got tons of people. If you are active on your social media and sharing this as far as your weight loss journey and your business journey, they are going to be watching you. I promise you. Everybody is more interested in money than they are about getting skinny. I promise you that. But what you've got now, where you're going. So let them see what you can do. Share your friends' stories, like Stephanie Foreman earning her trip to wherever they're going. I don't even know where they're going. Punta Cana. I think that's where they're going. But share that. Say, hey, look what my friend did. You're celebrating her, but you're also letting people know that there's tons of trips and there's other incentives out there, because it may not be the money that motivates people. It might be the trips, y'all. So like when Stephanie and Melissa Adams was going to Dubai, I was sharing all of their stuff because I knew both of them and they were both in Dubai. When Leslie goes to Dubai, I'll be sharing all of her pictures and saying how jealous I am that she's there and that I'll be there at some point. But share those stories. Don't be scared, and don't think, we're always taught that we don't need to be talking about money, that it's not polite. We've got to share this opportunity, because like I said, when Lori got done talking, this opportunity by far passes our products. Our products are amazing. We all know that. That's what's kept us here, or that's what kept us here in the beginning, in my opinion. It's the opportunity now that keeps us all here. And I think the events will definitely let you see that anybody can do this. Any personality from any walk of life, from any educational status. You've got a cattle farmer, pig farmer. You got, and then you got an attorney that's got, and doctors and all kinds of people, y'all. All kinds of people, and anybody can do this. So share the business. The only way we're going to grow our teams is if we share the business, any opportunity that we get. So that's my takeaways on, that's my main focus right now on my takeaways for the weekend. Tammy Glowacki, it is your turn. You're muted.
Unmute. Okay, I'm here. I am so sorry, you guys, completely. Even Lori said, is it 5:30 or 6? And I said, I looked back on my text. I'm like, no, it's 6 o'clock. I'll be on at 5:50. That's what I told her.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness, great. I'm getting ready to go to New York tomorrow morning. So I actually was at Target. I see Char's not on. We were doing an incredible call with one of her builders in the parking lot. Never even made it into Target because you know how calls are. It's like they're fluid. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. I got to get home for the training. So I totally apologize. And it's just, yeah, it's just, there you go. Just busy, busy, busy. My takeaways, you guys, it was so great to be together again. And I am so excited for Dallas, for us to be together even on a grander scale, because XLC is probably my favorite because it's small. It's small, it's intimate. You can really rub elbows and gather information from the leaders, where in the larger setting, when there's so many of us, you may not even see some of the leaders that you would like to see. But I'm excited for Dallas. And I don't know if I was talking to actually Char today, about the upcoming event. And I put it in my team thread because that's how important it is for casting the vision. And we can't see something that we've never experienced. It's hard to live through it on a smaller scale compared to living through it as an experience. So I'm really excited for Dallas. And I know that I have Kelly Dodson's coming. I know Sandra Christ is coming. Sherlyn is coming. Who else? I don't want to, Lori's coming, I believe, Lori Youngblood. And so I think our group is just going to be larger, and that's always fun. It's like, come with us, see if it's a good fit for you. We meet you where you are. So some of my takeaways were, I loved Melanie Larson. You know, I don't know if anyone talked about Melanie Larson, but you know, Melanie talked about thought loops. And kind of how, and also the gentleman who did our talk, who wrote the book, Brett Culp, he talked about negative thinking and how truly most of us, when we wake up, negative thinking is a way of the world. And it just is. The news is negative. That which makes the news is negative. So I loved how Melanie was talking about negative thought loops and how common they are. Sometimes people will think they're not common. They are common. But implementing positive thought loops is super important to that, because in fact, we're going to go where we believe we're going to go. We create that which we focus on. You focus on the negative, more negative shows up. You focus on the positive, you focus on abundance, you focus on that which you want, that which you're becoming, and all of a sudden that starts showing up in your life. And so, you know, it's about shifting our perception and our perspective to that which we want. That's why self-development is so important. They always say work harder on yourself than you do your business. I heard that. For those of you that listen to Room at the Top, with Logan Stadell, I think that's her last name, Calla's daughter. Boy, oh boy, I know Heather Medina from years ago, and she is a different woman. And what really just resonated from her is the self-development she has done. You can't transmit something you don't have, and you'll never attract that which is larger than you. So you're probably not going to attract the president or somebody who's president worthy if in fact you still don't see yourself in that light. It's not that they can't add to your team, but what it is they're going to be attracted to your vibe as well. So I love how Melanie said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. And that can go either way. What you think your business is deserving of will become. And so, and that's not something that you can wish your way into. It's something that you live by I am statements, by self-development, by plugging in. And if that plug-in is Steve Harvey or Eric Worre or, you know, whomever that is for you, or it could be time with scripture, whatever it is. Plug in, be well-rounded, and find time to suit up and show up for you, so you can suit up and show up for your business, so you can suit up and show up for your team. Live in gratitude. So, I mean, most of us have challenging, limiting beliefs about ourselves and about what we can become. And so what I loved is to identify what drives those behaviors, identify those beliefs, share about it with somebody, tell on yourself, kind of a deal, and make the fight your friend. The fight doesn't have to be your enemy. I know someone on my team recently commented, have you ever felt like quitting? And I thought to myself, that sounds like a one-time thing. Have you ever felt? What about have you ever felt times 10? That is the truth. That's what makes people stay around. So make the fight your friend, because it's a normal part of the journey. It's an opportunity for you to grow yourself so you can take it to the next level. What do they say? Every level has a new devil. And they also say that which much is given, much is required. And also what Lacey Friend touched on, because she is that of spiritual base, so it doesn't have to be a god, it can be just a spiritual base in general, is that in fact in time, it's about patience, it's about trust, it's about doing the work to get you there. And sometimes we wonder, why aren't I there? Why can't I get there? Why don't I have a team? Why don't I? Instead of embracing that and working on, my God wants me to be eating prime rib and shrimp and lobster. But there's been times in my journey that I've been willing to eat breadcrumbs and hot dogs and chips. It's a weird analogy, and I'm also not going to attract that level. Sometimes we have to step into it. We have to act as if, even though we're way out of our comfort zone. It's like fake it till you make it. Hope is the foundation of action. And when we have hope that I've earned my seat here, I deserve to be here, in spite of my humanness, in spite of, what my head says to me, I have tools in my toolbox to move through that. I'll be honest, I could beat myself up that I got on the call at 10 to 6. I probably will for a hot minute or two. About grace. It's about me being human, because it could happen to all of us. And it's like, God will give me humbling experiences, and not to teach me something, just to show I'm that amongst the human race. And that in fact, it's okay, because this isn't about progress or about perfection. It's about moving in the direction you want to go. So everybody is here because they're supposed to be here. And I think what happens is sometimes people leave before the miracle happens, because they have a misconception of what it's going to require to stay and get the gifts. So, we're all here. We've earned our seat. Thank you for giving me grace this evening. I love you all. I see there's so many people on this evening. I'm like, oh, it's good your team's getting to see you so human. As I scroll through, I'm like, oh, Lordy me. But you know what? It's like, it's like cool, because that's the human element of it all. So I'm sorry I missed Lori. Sure, it was incredible. We're recording, so I'll catch the recording. Sorry I missed Steph, and I did catch some of Dawn and leading with the business. Make a decision, because that's what it's about. I wrote down something real quick this morning. I'm not going to go into it, but I wrote down decision. I wrote down decide, and the D is for doable, and the E is for evolve, and the C is for commitment, and the I is to identify. Identify as you go along this journey and track where you were last year to this year. D is to be dedicated to your commitment. And then the E is to enjoy and celebrate. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy it. You've earned your seat. You're supposed to be here. We're all swimming in the same water. I don't have rich friends. I don't have any of that. It's called WORK. Trust God and clean house, and work harder on you than you do your business. That's it. Thanks so much for letting me share.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Anybody, I mean, we can wrap it up. Anybody got any questions? Stephanie, Wood, or Leslie, or Colette want to add anything? Because y'all were there too. No?
Steph's putting love you guys tons. Great call.
All right.
Colette, do you have anything? Does Colette have anything? Or what about Leslie? Leslie, you got something?
I'll talk for a second.
Yay. Cool.
Go ahead.
Well, it's my first one. The first virtual, well, not virtual, but in-person event that I went to was this past weekend, and it was the most incredible thing that I've ever been to. And I never thought, you know, that how inspiring that it would be, and doing things that I didn't think I could do. But the one thing that really stuck out when I talked about it in my video yesterday was being able to, with no doubt, go walk up into when we were doing our whiteboard class things, and getting in front of people and just asking my questions, and just feeling at being at home with all those people. It just made me so comfortable, because I knew that they weren't going to sit there and judge me for my questions or look at me. You know, all those things go through your mind when you have to stand up in front of people. But I wasn't afraid, and I got up in front of everybody, and just was me. And that's the whole one thing that I took away from that whole weekend, that being around everybody and being able to see people in person, all you guys, instead of just on Zoom or whatever. I was able to be myself, have a good time, laugh, and not having to worry about anything. And it was the most incredible thing. And I have brought home so much from that I'm able to bring back and hopefully teach my team, and just be the most positive person and get them going, and myself, and just be who I am and the person that I want to be. And it was so awesome to be there, and just to be able to be myself and be happy, and I loved every minute of it. It was great.
Love that. Thank you for sharing. So, Leslie, you got anything? She's probably feeding horses or something.
She's probably feeding horses. You know,
Yep.
I was going to look at something just real quick when Colette kept talking about B. And, you know, yeah, I'm good. So it said, be the leader. That leader is learnership, and be the leader. It doesn't matter if you don't even have a team, you lead yourself, you know, to be the friend you wish you had, to be the upline you wish you had, to be the leader you wish you had. And when all that's in alignment, then the gifts become, because you're transmitting and attracting that which you are. And people will find you, and you, instead of you having to find them, because people want that, you know. And one other thing that they said, that Lacey Friend said, I think, and I was actually talking today on a 3-way with Shar and Tammy Castronovo. We were doing a meet and greet call, and of everything that people, you know, Zingular has the best compensation plan. Zingular has the best products, best weight loss, best travel, best, you know, global bonus pool, best. And what Melanie Larson hears, it was Melanie Larson, I think, what Melanie Larson hears more than anything when people say, why do you love what we have? She goes, it's none of that. It's the community of people. It's the fellowship. It's the sister and brotherhood. It is the community. It's being a part of something that's bigger than you. So I thought that was really, really cool, because everything else is top notch, but that even rises above it all. Speaking of which, just real quick, tomorrow I do leave to go early in the morning to go look at a college in New York with Brandon, and we'll be home on Friday. But Troy Alexander's in town. So Troy, I'm going to meet him. I fly in Friday night at 10:30, And Saturday we're going to have have lunch and he can meet Brandon. But that's the sister and brotherhood, the community of Zingular that we have here. So thanks for letting me jump on, and I do apologize to the group for being late.
You're fine. I love it. I love it. Good takeaways. Also, y'all don't forget, we got something exciting coming tomorrow. If y'all haven't heard, we get Watermelon Resist tomorrow, and I think it launches at 8 Pacific time tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So get ready to bust out. I'm sure they'll have a promo of some sort with it. It's going to be limited amounts or limited time, so it's going to be for tomorrow only. I expect that to sell out really quick, kind of like the mocha did. So we might have a few days worth, we might not. So you really want to get on the ball and get these people, get them information out to them. So, all right. Well, if anybody else got any questions or any takeaways or anything like that, if not, we'll let y'all go for the night. All good. All right. Well, we'll wind it up. Thank you all very much for jumping on. Greatly appreciate it. And reach out if anybody can do anything. We're all here to help. Cross lines, whatever. We're all here to help. So y'all have a good evening.
Bye.
Thank you for jumping on.
Bye, everybody.
Yep, thank y'all.